Welcome everybody to another episode of Beers and Bourbon with Dick and Brett. I'm Dick.
And I'm Brett!
Whoa! Woo!
I
Man.
love doing that. That's my favorite part. I mean, sometimes. It just depends.
Brett told me he was going to bring it today. I didn't know what that meant.
I'm trying to bring it. I'm bringing it for you guys. I want the excitement. Get action-packed. I mean, unbelievable. I can't believe this. This is, what do we call it? A mystery episode?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I feel like I'm in one of those mystery books right now. I can't figure out who done what in what room with what weapon. You know what I'm saying? But we're about to find out.
he said, I don't know who done what. All right. Well, welcome back, everyone. As always, we have one beer and one bourbon. The beer today is from Radiant Brewing.
Radiant.
Yeah, so that's a local brewery. It's called So Into You Hazy IPA. It actually won a silver medal in the hazy category at the GABF in 2022. So we got a medal-winning beer here. And what bourbon we got?
We got to yourself a Weller 107 Antique.
It's kind of hard not to fucking just get excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, let's be real here, right? It's a great looking bottle, man. I love the maroon color to it. I love the juice inside. We've been through quite a few drams of this one in our day. In fact, it regularly graced itself with our presence when we were camping. I'm excited to have just a little pour of it tonight and share it with you guys. That's for damn sure.
I feel like 107, and we'll break it down by aroma and the price point and all that good stuff that we normally do, but I feel like 107's in a different league in the Weller category when you think about the lowers. So the CYPB and the single barrel are obviously at the high end.
Yeah.
You have 12, which is my personal favorite, but the 107 is just its own different beast. It's in a different category.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be. It's a 107, right? So you're just creeping above that 100 mark. It brings just a unique flavor and a unique taste. Being a wheated bourbon, right? And you have your, you know, other than that, I mean, what do you got? You got your 12, you got your 107, you got your full proof, right? And then like you mentioned, you got your CYPB, you got your single barrel, you got your special reserve, right? I mean, the one that you can go out there and get your hands on for a good price, but I mean, honestly, 107 just never fails to bring it.
I gotta disagree with you on a good price. I mean,
it's not a good price.
They're not a good price anymore.
But it's a good drink.
But
for
yeah,
sure.
I mean,
I'll pay the extra.
It's
just
$60
to have it laying
now.
around.
It should be $29.99.
Should be.
Anyways, let's get back. We'll digress a little bit. We'll get into this beer. So I'll pour this beer. We've had this beer. Brett doesn't know that when we officially started creating some buzz around our trailer, he actually had this beer. And what he doesn't know is he came over here. We had about 30 minutes because he had a prior engagement to go,
yeah.
right? And he's like, hey, I'm going to get over there and we're going to knock this out real quick. And I'm like, cool, we don't need too much time. And within 5 minutes, the fucking beer was gone. And he said, man, that beer was delicious.
It was good.
It was this
good.
one.
So
I didn't even
I'm
get a
happy
chance
to have it again, and this time actually be able to give it some chance to really get into it and find out what it was that was so good about the one that I had before.
I didn't even get a chance to tell him what it was before he drank it.
Yeah.
So what I remember about this beer is the nose was solid, but I remember this thing being, in the last couple times, I mean, the last beer that we had that we didn't like was supposedly supposed to be citrus, the grapefruit supposed to be in your face, and we never found it. We searched for it. The can took us down under the sea, but I never found anything.
No, I didn't find anything either. I'm just hoping to rebound here.
What do you get on this one?
Man, I'm getting this light kind of sea foam. It's so fresh. It smells like it's fresh, right?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
I guess yeah. I would think about this as
Like the aromas coming off of this beer are way better than that that nose that was
This reminds me of springtime.
Whack, man.
Yeah.
That thing was decompositioning nose from the last one. This one excites me.
Here's what I'll say about the last one. That's the first beer that we've had that we didn't like. And
Yeah.
we're still starting off, so we're gonna have a plenty of opportunity to have things and try that we've never had that, you know, maybe we know about, maybe we don't, but we're not gonna like things, and that's okay. But we were talking about this after the episode.
Yeah, we're not gonna lie to you guys. If we don't like a beer, we're gonna tell you we don't like the beer. And you know, it's up to you to judge if you get your hands on it and taste it, whether you like it or not. But for the money that is coming out of the pocket to buy the beers, I'm not spending it on the last beer that we had. That's for sure.
No.
This one, just off the nose, I know it's good.
I was gonna say, this reminds me of springtime and like a bunch of citrus trees that are blooming.
Yeah.
And the fruit's ready. So let's get into
This
it.
is like the right after the last day of rain, man, and all of a sudden, bam, everything just wants to bloom. The flowers are out. You're getting small little buds on all your plants, and things are starting to grow. Finally, that's what I'm getting from this one. It's just alive.
Let's try.
Let's try it out.
It's really good.
Yep.
It packs a punch. The back end is super smooth though.
I like it, man. I like how pungent it is, but it's so lively, you know?
To me, it's lively. I think is a good word. Like when you think about certain beers, it's a little bit of a roller coaster. But this one is like things are just popping off.
Yeah.
You're getting all these different sensations, all these different layers of flavor. It is true a citrus beer.
Mm-hmm.
It is true a springtime. Very fruit. And when we say fruit, it's not like a fruited sour where you're getting like a puree fruit. This is like the hop fruit. This is where you're getting those, you know, we had Citra last time in Mosaic. We were talking about those and we didn't get it come through. I get that here. I get that really quintessential hops that are considered for citrus flavors. I get it through and through.
Yeah, so for me, this started off with just an explosion of cool flavors. The nose is great. Like I said, it's lively. It feels like it's active, like it's fresh, like it's ready to go. The finish for me, I'm getting like almost like a fresh sage brush, like dry finish. It leaves me wanting to go back and just take another drink immediately.
Yeah.
So my mouth is dried up quite a bit from it. It's not bitter though, or anything like that. It's not showing a huge sign of that really high hoppiness. It's a pretty clean drink.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think, you know, we've talked about the bitterness lingering. This finishes dry is the right way.
Yeah.
And that dry makes you want to have that restart again. I want to have that real citrus flavor come right at me and go right back in. It's like dry, it's like rinse and repeat.
Yeah, it leaves my palate wanting more. Absolutely. And like I said, it's almost like a dry herb or dry, like I want to say sagebrush type of feeling, like pine almost, sagebrush. In that category of something that's just very dry, but also leaves a very beautiful note in your mouth.
I would assume typically Cascade hops are considered that pine, and they're
Okay.
pretty mellow versus the bitterness.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it, and I don't know if it has the hops on it or not. We can look at that later. But typically, like Cascade is the hop that is on most beers and gives that little piney flavor.
It's not super overwhelming. It's
No, it's
very
subtle.
subtle,
It's
but
subtle.
it also, I mean, my mouth is dry right now after just taking 2 sips, and it's like, come on, man, drink some more of me. Right?
Come on, man. So, come on. I definitely can see why it was a medal winner.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. Like I was thinking about this while we were talking about it. You know, to put a silver or bronze medal in your can, definitely shows you're proud of that beer, because most people usually do that when it's just a gold medal winner. But I'd be proud of that. I'd definitely put that out there. This won a silver medal because it's really good. You're going to hear us talk about this a lot, probably me more. I think Brett makes a reference, but when I think about, we live in SoCal, this is our type of beer. This is the beer.
100%.
Most of 80-90% of the year is sunshine. It's typically warm, beautiful weather. This is something that I could drink during the day if I got home from work early, but this is definitely a Saturday, Sunday crusher.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to go down quick. I'm going to go through 4 of them. The key is what you said, is the finish is quick and it's dry, but it brings you back to want it again and want it again. You're chasing that citrus flavor.
Yeah, I can now tell why I drank that beer so damn fast last time I had it. I mean, we're looking at 7% alcohol on this one. Yeah, right here on the front. I was checking to see if it did have a hops indication on it, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. I'll have to research that. I'd be interested to know what's in it. I guarantee that you're going to have citrus, mosaic, stuff like that.
Yeah, great beer, man. Way to go, Radiant. Kind of a cool colored can if you're a hippie.
If you're hippie, if you're not, it's not cool.
If you're not, I mean, it's still cool. I'm just saying, like, it's colorful.
Yeah.
It's vibrant. It's radiant. From Radiant Beer.
Ooh, look how he did that. Look how he did that.
This beer speaks to its name. It really is. It just feels fresh and light, but it has a lot of flavor. And
what we didn't do, Brett, because you still got a little bit left. Describe where this takes you.
Okay. So this one is taking me, like, let's break this down. So this one's taking me to, like, I'm in, like, Big Sur, right?
Okay.
The redwoods,
NorCal,
Northern Cal, on that coastal drive. Been a long day. Spent maybe 6 hours driving up the coast. I've been taking in the ocean, the rays, the sun, all of that, and just finally pulling into the mountainous regions there. Starting to see some really amazing, big, rooted redwoods and things of that sort. And I'm just in awe, and it's just this wonderful experience. And then I stop off to the side of the road. I let my dog go pee and poop, right?
Yeah.
And I just take a quick walk and breathe in the fresh air. And somebody looks at me and just goes, "Hey, man, let's have a beer to celebrate, the fact that we just made it all the way up here, and we're probably going to spend a day or two up in this environment. This is pretty dope." Cracks open this Radiant, man. And it's just like the perfect capper to the day.
So like a beer version of a nightcap.
100%. It's like the finish to a perfect road trip. You know what I mean? That's where this beer takes me.
Dude, I fucking love that, man.
Yeah, it's clean. When I finish the beer, though, then I'm trying to think, okay, well, how am I going to get to the place that we need to go so that I can crack another one of those?
I love that, man. Big Sur is a cool spot. NorCal is really cool in the sense that you can have what you described. You can have the beach, you're driving along the coast, and then within 20, 30 miles, you could be in the forest.
Yeah.
And I think the freshness of this would definitely be a good end to a long day.
Yeah, it just seems so lively. Like, it breathes life into you. I think this beer does. It feels like it's like an energy drink, only without the sweetness or anything like that. It breathes life. It just says, "Hey, look, I'm a really, really good beer, and you're welcome for drinking me. You're welcome for drinking me." Like, it's talking to me right now. It's saying, "Hey, what's up? Like, I just gifted you a pretty damn good pour." You know what I'm saying?
That might be a new segment when the beer talks to you.
It talks to me all the time. I mean, my beers, they're always talking to me.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show it to you one more time because we went a little all over this beer and we gushed a little bit. But Radiant Brewing, I can see. I mean, I'd like to see what it lost to. It's a silver medal. I'd like to see. We can go back and look.
That'd be pretty cool. We probably should have done some research on that beforehand. But hey, whatever. Look, at the end of the day, it got a silver, right?
Dude,
so it is what it is.
Just to get a medal at the Great American Beer Festival, especially in the hazy category. So the hazy category now is important, if not more important, than the West Coast category. That used to be that is like who won IPA of the year, who won IPA of the year. Now you have like slice brewing up in Northern California. You have all these Denver progressive breweries. You have stuff up in Portland that are always killing this hazy category. So for them to come out and be a local local brewery and win silver, that's pretty impressive. So let's get into this bourbon, man. I'm ready.
Let's get into it.
I'm
All right,
ready,
so
dude.
here we are. Check this out. We're about to pour nice little dram of some Weller 107, right? We talked a little bit about tater bottles in our last episode. This would be considered one of those absolutely flies off the shelf if you can get your hands on it.
I would argue it's one of the hardest to find. I mean, I was just
They don't release it that often, right?
I was just at the shop today and I saw Special Reserve and I saw 107 side by side on the shelf. Now, granted, it was overpriced, but I think Special Reserve is kind of popular everywhere. You see that. Foolproof has been the store pick recently. We can talk about a store pick in a second because I think that's one of those things that we like to talk about what it means. CYPB and Single Barrel, those only come out once a year, and if you see them any other time other than bourbon season and fall, that means it's overpriced. That means it's been sitting there for a while.
Absolutely. If you want to know what a store pick is, check out the previous episode that we posted. We talked all about what the store pick was, so you can go back and reference in that previous episode. I'd love for you guys to check it out. I broke it down a little bit. He chimed in. So you can check out that episode. It'll give you the nuts and bolts of what a store pick is, right? And hey, if you have questions, you can always send us an email, you can comment, you can like, you can share with your friends, and we'll be happy to get back to you. Drop us a message on Twitter or whatnot. We'll do our best to do any responses to anybody that has any questions about the bourbon or the beer that we're drinking. If you feel like you want to know maybe some local areas around where we are, where you can pick this up or order it online, we'll do our best and try to even put in some research for you. We'd love to do that. So we want you guys to be able to get your hands on the same stuff that we're reviewing.
Yeah, so if I think about 107, I think the unique thing is it's weeded, but to me, it drinks more as a rye. And in the flavor profile around, it's a little hotter. So we talked about Special Reserve, which is 90 proof, and then you jump up to 107. So you go from 45% alcohol to, what is that, 53.5? So that's a significant jump. There's all kinds of, thoughts out there. They say the poor man's Pappy is like 107 and 12 put together.
Yeah, if you mix them up, right?
Yeah.
Poor man's
they
Pappy.
call it the poor man's Pappy, but
get a decanter, and you might have to Google it, but there's a special recipe to put it together in a decanter, and they do call it the poor man's Pappy. So if you're just way out of that league and you can't spend $3,000-$4,000 on a bottle of Pappy, you could try to put something together for you and your friends to enjoy by mixing it up and check it out. Google it, Poor Man's Pappy. They'll give you some recipes on it. Pretty neat. Pour them both into a decanter, let them sit for a few days, and then pour them up for your friends. And you're gonna get somewhat close. You'll never be exactly there, but you'll be somewhat close. You'll be excited to see what it brings out of it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, 12 is my favorite.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way I'm gonna mix a 12 and a 107.
No?
No, I'd rather go buy a Pappy. I'd rather pay $1,000 and be disappointed.
Okay.
I'm with it because I think a lot of people do that, and I've been told I actually never had Pappy. That's the interesting thing.
I'd be willing to try it once. I don't know.
I like 12 too much.
Yeah, I got you. I mean,
we're gonna have.
I just want to try it just to try it. Maybe at some
Well,
point.
then let's use some other people's bottles because I'm not taking one of my favorite bottles.
There you go.
You know what I
We'll
mean?
find somebody else's bottle.
All right, let's get into the nose because we've both been enjoying this. We've had this, so this is not new to us.
So there's a lot of good floral notes in this. Certainly, you get vanilla. I mean, I definitely get that.
Yeah.
The nose has vanilla right off the bat.
Yes, agreed. And that's interesting too because think about it. All the bourbons we've talked about and we've had recently, vanilla has not come up.
No, it's not been a
tobacco.
note, right?
It's been toffee.
Wood,
it's
been
cinnamon.
cinnamon.
It was baking spices.
Mm-hmm.
We've got like a whole range, but vanilla has not come up.
This one's got all kinds of vanilla notes to it.
I agree. All right.
Yeah, let's get into it. Whew.
Drink's hot right off the bat.
That one just went right into an immediate big ass Kentucky hug for me on the first one.
100%.
Mouth was inviting, not too shabby in regards to like being too pungent or hot in my mouth. The bottom of my throat, it started immediately and it just kind of expanded like boom right here. Yeah.
Quick. So
and that's characteristic of the 107. This is something that you experience almost every single time you take your first pour of 107.
And that's why I think 107 is kind of a special treat, because I think about Special Reserve's good. It's not great, but it's good. It's rated against their bottom line, but it's better than, you know, some of the shit, the other stuff we were talking about. It's good. It's not great.
And then right now, after a minute of just sitting here, and now I'm getting the mouth. Mm-hmm. It's coming back. Like now I'm getting the flavors from that. So take note of that. It's really cool the way that it goes.
It's like a secondary.
It's a flip it back and reverse it type of
effect. I think on my tongue I feel it.
Yeah, every time you think that a bourbon's gonna do something, sometimes it does it different, but this one's damn near the most consistent you ever find on what happens. You drink it, it warms you up immediately, and then it slowly releases its flavor on you later down the line.
This is honestly one of my favorite camping bourbons.
I can see why.
So we had this, me and you.
Yeah.
And we were at this place called Costa Vista in San Diego, and we were playing Nintendo 64 on a projector.
I was getting my ass kicked by him. Apparently he's better at Mario Kart than I am. On 64.
Okay, that's the key.
Okay, all right.
We're not hold on, everyone.
We're not on the Switch yet.
We haven't played the Switch.
And maybe he's just a dominator, bro. We want to find out.
Fucking domination. Yeah. He was talking all kinds of shit. He was like, there's no way you're going to beat me. There's a picture that we might put on our Instagram where there's a picture of the Nintendo 64, the screen in the back. We're at the beach, and what do you know? 107's there.
He also kicks my ass in ping pong.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at ping pong.
I have a ping pong tournament coming up. I'm taking a trip to Chicago in a few days for work, and they put together a ping pong tournament. And I'm a little bit off my game right now. So next time that I do a film or one of these episodes, I'll try to give you guys the results of what happened in Chicago when I was with my work team, and we're putting together a ping pong tournament, and it's going to be a 3-day tournament. So I'll give you the results of that as it comes by.
When we finish today, we might have to practice a little bit.
I might need to. I honestly need to sharpen up my skills, because I feel like I'm going to get my ass kicked, because anytime somebody says, let's do a ping pong tournament, there's always one person that's really good at ping pong, right?
Yeah.
Because he just wants to win and show everyone he's the boss.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to flex?
Yeah, you got to flex sometimes, right?
I don't feel like you have to do it all the time, but it is nice when there's a group of people, especially when it's work. That's when it's cool, because you're like, usually the person that wins doesn't say anything. So the person that sets it up is like, I'm good, I'm going to bring my own shit. And there's the person you're talking about, they don't say anything.
Yeah, they're the sleeper.
And they start whooping ass, and then everyone's like, what? And they're like, yeah, I play all the time. Like, I didn't tell you that?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Well, we're playing for money.
They're the sleeper. They're the sleeper. Yeah. Just like the 107's a sleeper, right?
I agree.
I mean, it just sits there in that kind of mid category of Weller, but it's a banger, man. And it'll creep up on you. It's good stuff. I tell you what, I mean, I just hope that on this work trip that there isn't some guy who's going to show me up on bourbon either. But it might happen. We'll find out.
I'm pretty confident, Brett, that that's not going to happen.
I don't know. They're taking me some spots. I'm starting to check out the menus, and I'm seeing some really nice bourbon offerings.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they understand what's there.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Okay, so
at least I'll be able to hold my own, right?
Everyone who's out there, we've said the disclaimer a long time, so we're not the expert, okay? But we're also not some schmucks that just fucking started drinking bourbon.
This nose is so great because it's sharp.
This is in your face bourbon.
It's in your face. But it's not over the top. It doesn't make me like go, oh my God, this is gonna be too hot. But then it kind of tricks you a little bit.
The Arizona bottle
that
we talked about that your parents got you, that bottle was ridiculous. I drank it and it was so hot. I'm like, this is too much.
But this is just always the same. It's just, but when you go back to it, you're so good. All right, well, we just blasted through that one.
I know.
So, I mean, I tell you what, this episode might be shorter than some of the other ones, just because simply that Radiant beer was too good to not drink up quickly. We tried to give you our notes and tasting on that one. This Weller bottle is something special. It's always brings the heat. It's consistent. It's got a lot of vanilla, a lot of floral and stuff like that. Those not hops, but that flavor profile. Are you pulling anything else down from this? I guess.
I mean, we talked about it yesterday. Like we described it as like not a cinnamon. It's like that really. Like I taste it right now. It's like a hot caramel, I think is the way we described it. I get that, but I really am getting the vanilla, which is exciting because that's a flavor, like I said, we haven't had a lot of. I think what's interesting is the way you described the beginning. So it's very just in your face, not hot, not overbearing, Kentucky hug, and then it mellows out, and that's when I really get the vanilla.
Yeah, and that's when everything kind of comes out. It's just like, it's a slow burner, I guess you want to call it, right? It's slow burns. Like, it's quick to warm your chest up, but then to get the true feel and the true taste of it, you gotta wait a minute. And then it just starts to develop in your mouth, and then that's when you start to get those notes that come out. And if you can pay attention to that before you take another swig, and you just kind of...
Another swig?
A little swiggy swig.
Swiggy!
That's where you can appreciate this bourbon.
I don't disagree with you one bit. So I was gonna try to figure out next week.
Okay, next week.
I have two options.
We're struggling with this one a little bit. I mean, we just did a mystery, right? We said we're gonna do a mystery. We threw the 107 out there. We had this beautiful Radiant beer. We're struggling right now to choose what the next bourbon is gonna be. So I think the next one, honestly, might be another mystery for us, right? But get excited, because we're going to always drop a banger.
Yeah, I'm willing to either give two options and you decide, or we just let it run again. What do you think?
I think you should give me two options right now. I'd love to just pick right here and just let them know what we can expect.
Okay, so I'm going Stag Junior.
Ooh, that's going to be a hard one. You better put something up next to it that's going to make me sweat.
Rock Hill Farms.
Whoo! Damn! So we got Stag Junior or Rock Hill Farms. Man, this one was a 107 proof. That Rock Hill is what?
It's somewhere around there. It's not too crazy.
Less than 100?
No, it's not less than 100. I don't know the exact proof.
I know it's not a high proof bourbon.
It's a cherry bomb.
It's a cherry bomb for sure. But man, Stag Junior, you're gonna throw that one out there?
I mean, it's a barrel proof.
I mean, you got some real good kickers in the Stag Junior. I'm excited about that one. I say we go Stag Junior.
That. Honestly,
when you put it out into the environment, I'm gonna take it.
But let's be real transparent here. When someone brings out Stag anything, there's only Stag Senior to Stag Junior.
Yeah.
I immediately say yes.
Yeah.
Now, Rock Hill is not nothing to slouch on.
No, absolutely.
It's a cherry bomb.
In fact,
it's hard
I think
to find.
100% we should review that bourbon soon. I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah.
There's no cooler looking bottle to me, which I actually don't have a Rock Hill in my collection. Every time I go and I look, I have a Hill Rock that I see on the shelves, but there's no Rock Hill.
No.
And the horses on it, my daughter loves horses. I got to get my hands on one of those bottles. This guy's got a few, and I think that's just from being in the game a little bit earlier than I was. They might have been on the shelves a little bit more than when they are now. I mean, they put them on the shelves now, they're gone.
It's rare. So I bought two in 2019, and I think I brought about one in 2020, and then the last one I got in 2022. So it's been kind of spotty. They're not common.
Not
so
dropping.
Rock Hill Farms and Hancock Presidential Reserve are probably the two rarest in the Buffalo Trace collection. So it's unique that you find them. You do see Rock Hill sometimes out there just astronomically priced.
That's what I'm gonna say. The last time I saw a Rock Hill Farms at a shop, it was $4.99, and I went, I really want that bottle.
I would have bought
but
it.
my pocketbook is not okay with it.
I didn't pay, out of those four, the highest I paid was $2.99, but I would have bought it. But okay, so here's to kind of meet you in the middle in the mystery box. I have 4 Stag Juniors. 2 are open, 2 are not. So I couldn't tell you all the years right now. My buddy gave me a 2017 bottle, not a 17, the version 17. But I have 2 open, 2 not. So what we're gonna tell you is we're gonna go Stag Junior.
And I got a Stag Junior at home, so
we're
we
gonna
need more juice. We'll figure it out.
We know we're committing to Stag Junior, but we're not gonna tell you the proof, and we're not gonna tell you which one we're gonna pick.
We'll
That'll
let
be
you
the
know on
teaser.
the episode.
And then the beer, I'm gonna keep that a secret.
Okay, secret beer, but you know you're getting Stag Junior on the next one, so definitely come up. Like we always tell everyone before, subscribe, like, share with your friends. As soon as you get these alerts, man, I'll tell you what, let's put some Stag with some antlers on the table and let's have some fun. And then we got a mystery beer for you guys. Hopefully it's another good one. If it's not, we'll let you know. Stag Junior, I can't imagine that it's something that I'm going to talk bad about, but who knows?
I mean, it's fair. 2 are open, we've tried those. The other 2 we haven't.
Yeah.
It's going to be a cold day in hell that we don't like it, but we might not like it as much as the other ones.
That's true.
Anyways, Brett, thanks for taking us through that. Hey, we appreciate you being here with us. We hope to see you next time.
We better see you next time.
Ooh,
that's the way I feel about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm Dick.
And I'm Brett, and we're out.
Bye.